Good morning, y'all. How are you doing this morning? I hope all is well. So let's see who's all in here this morning. Nevaha. That was kind of rude. Just wanted to throw that out there first thing in the morning. Not really what I want to see. So, please be kind in this chat. If you're not, you will be removed. Hello, Katrina, Sherry Ann, Crystal, Connie. What else I got? Jovi, nice to see you. Jackie, Kathy, Kristen, Smile Life, love it, love it. Emalu, Tufted. Good morning. Tiffany in North Carolina. Nice to see you, Kathy. Nancy, good morning all. Good morning. We're going to wait for a few more people to get in here. So dinner with Miss Olivia and Mom was so wonderful last night. We were so full. Olivia just looks at me and says, we need to walk. We need to walk. Nice to see you. Pink, Tennessee. Kathy, good morning. Good morning. So it was crazy, right? Like we ate so much food. I made this huge, like the pictures did not do that pan of lasagna justice. If anybody saw the my community post, that pan is like 2.5 feet by 1.5 feet. I mean, just imagine. It was a huge, huge pan of lasagna. And I literally cut it and boxed up half of it for Mom and Olivia last night because there's no way I'm going to eat that much lasagna. And they love the lasagna. Oh, my gosh. It not only looked good, it smelled good. The one problem I had with it is I was 4 noodles short. Like I built the whole lasagna. And so then I had to go back to the store and buy one more box of lasagna noodles. And I had to cook them. But if you don't cook your lasagna noodles at the same time, you never get the second batch of noodles as consistent as the first batch, at least in my household. Okay, I'm not a professional chef here. But what I do is I make my red sauce from scratch. I make gallons and gallons. And when I make red sauce, I literally make gallons of it. And I freeze it and use it throughout the, until it's gone, So my gallons of red sauce typically last me six or so months before I have to make more. And so literally when I make lasagna, it only takes like the build, it typically only takes me about 20 minutes. Go to the store, get the noodles, boil the noodles for 8 minutes. While I'm waiting for the noodles to get done, I'm mixing my cheese mix. And then I build it, sit in the fridge. I didn't have time to do that because many of you guys know I've been kind of not feeling so hot. I'm doing better. I'm doing much better. So for all those that would like to know, my back feels good today. I'm actually leaving as soon as this is done. I'm going to hang out with my best friend. Like we've been talking. I haven't seen my friend in a really long time. And so I'm going to go hang out with her for a few hours, and then I've got to go house sit. So we're going to have a special guest on here today, here in just a little bit. She's so tired. We might not have a special guest on here today. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, ask if she slept. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. We'll see how it all works out. She's got to be to work by 8. So if she can pop on here for a few, that'd be great. That'd be great. Anyways, good morning, Cotton Candy. Let's see. Yes, I know that the lasagna was absolutely delicious. It really was. It was very, very good. But anyways, getting back to the noodles. So 4 of the noodles at the very front of the lasagna weren't cooked at the same texture as the rest of them. And so that kind of sucked a little bit, but it all tasted amazing. It all tasted amazing. It ended up working itself out. And if I could package up the lasagna and send to each of you, I would, I promise. Yeah. Do you put ricotta? Oh, no, I do ricotta cheese. I do a ricotta cheese. It's very simple too. I do 2 8-ounces or 16-ounce, a pound of ricotta cheese. And I do 3 medium eggs, beat those, pour those in there, mix that really good. Salt and pepper and parsley. That's it. It's so simple. It tastes amazing. It's great. Very simple. Now, the sauce, on the other hand, not so much, because I never make one batch of sauce the same. And it's because I don't go by recipe. I throw all these cans of tomatoes in there. I put either hot Italian or mild Italian sausage or sweet Italian sausage. Sometimes I do a little bit of both, and some hamburger in there. And I cook it all down, and I literally cook it for 16 to 24 hours. It is delicious. And my friend told me to throw a cup of red wine in there. I think the last batch I threw 2. Last batch I threw 2. Yeah, it's good. So if you guys notice, and we're going to get in that just a little bit. If you guys notice, on my my tagline, it says B and then the number 4, before Coffee Club, right? We're going to get into what that means. Olivia brought me a present. Is Diesel in here? Nice to see you, Diesel. Good morning. Good morning. So to talk about some of the gossip, right? We always talk about what's being said about Bullhorn Betty. I don't even really like getting into it when we discuss it, but I found this absolutely hilarious, literally hilarious. So first of all, for everybody that needs to know, I was not in any chats last night. Apparently somebody has my same little, circle thing, and Bullhorn Betty, and making comments, acting like me. It was not me. Now I understand why people say, is that really the real Bullhorn Betty? I never understood that. It's like, yes, can't you tell it's really me? But apparently not, because somebody is trolling accounts and gaslighting other channels under the guise that they are me. I don't do that. I just don't. So if anybody's curious, if I was in chats last night, I was not. Furthermore, this Yahoo that we were talked about briefly yesterday, this Yahoo is peddling that I sent a moderator request to him, right? A moderator request. And while that is true, I did send that to him. I sent it to him by email. And the great thing about emails is they have date and timestamps on it, right? But he didn't take the email. He just cropped out this request for me to make him a moderator. What he fails to say is that was from last year, right? He fails to say, and anybody that looks at it can say, wait a minute, I'm a moderator. I never received a request like that. It's because when I first set up YouTube, I had no idea what I was doing. And I was sending requests. This is before I even had StreamYard, sending moderator requests by email. Those emails only went out to 3 people: Ronnie, his wife, and that Yahoo, right? 3 people. And they all got their request in and around the same time because I was just coming on YouTube. So the idea that I'm friends with this Yahoo, and like many other things this creator likes to say, is factually untrue and can be proven. But they don't like looking at proof. They like looking at speculation and conspiracy theories instead. So to my haters out there, please get your facts straight. You look like idiots. I find it hilarious because you literally know absolutely nothing about what you're talking about. Show the receipts. You say it on one side, but don't say it on the other. Simple. When has anybody had a request like that to be a moderator for a channel? You have to look at that. It's an email. What do emails have? Date and timestamps. Just saying. Open your brain, stick your brain, or open your head, stick your brain back in your head. Yep. You guys are going to learn what the Before Coffee Club is all about. So this morning, again, overcast. Yesterday was beautiful, but when Olivia and I were walking up and down the road, it's crazy because it started, like the storm started. You could feel the wind and everything. Like there was something brewing. I wake up this morning, there's water on the ground. So it was raining last night. And need not worry about me to all the folks out there that have reached out to me related to the online threats that I got of physical bodily harm. I'm fine. I'm fine. And if anybody wants to commit a crime in this neck of the woods, I'd watch your step. Just saying. I would watch your step. Because of... I'm telling you, I've got literally a cop that lives 2 doors down from me. So do what you want to do. I'm going to tell you, it's not going to turn out the way you want it to turn out. That's all I'm saying. Oh yeah, smells life. Who doesn't? But this one was actually a credible threat because I exposed. See, this is the problem. You know, you don't trust me with secrets and then go on this bashing of me because you're butthurt over somebody else, right? And that's what it comes down to. And then expect me to sit here and keep my mouth shut and your secrets safe. It's not going to happen. I had integrity and I always considered myself to have integrity, but even my integrity is just, I can't keep my mouth shut that much when you are literally clubbing me over the head every single day, knowing that I have this information. You would think at this point you would just back off. I've kept my mouth shut this long, right? I haven't said anything. Maybe it's time to leave Bullhorn Betty alone. But no, when you keep going and going and going, knowing the conversations we've had, at some point, I'm just going to be up to here with it and say it's not worth me keeping my mouth shut anymore. So, at any rate, I would like to tell anybody that is suffering from domestic violence to seek help. Get away from your abuser. Get away from your abuser. And furthermore, it seemed to me like there were some substances involved in both of them last night. I'm sorry for the people that are lost, but I'm not going to say their names. They don't deserve the credit out of any stretch of the imagination. They just don't. So we're not going to give it. Those people that are paying attention are paying attention. Those people that are asleep at the wheel are asleep at the wheel. But for that Yahoo creator that thinks she's, just this person that gets to pick and choose, first of all, use your noggin. That was an email. Get the email from him before you start speculating more garbage that's untrue. Just saying. Not one thing have you said out of your mouth and on your channel has been factually accurate about me, other than I have been arrested. Ooh, big deal. Oh, did you? Gotcha. Yeah, there's something going through, and it's got to be going through the United States, because I saw pictures in Michigan where, there are at a political event that I'm not there. But apparently the pop-up tents for this particular campaign is literally destroyed. And they were those big, huge, I don't think they were pop-up tents. They were the big, huge, TP tents that they use for like the wedding type things and everything like that. And they were just crumbled and mangled. So, yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you. Don't get it. But I'm so interesting. I'm so interesting, I guess. It's hilarious. But if you're going to talk smack, at least talk factual information. Like, I'm listening to this and I'm laughing and I'm like, these people are so stupid. They know literally nothing. It's still back to the thing. If they think it has to be true, even though it's not. Speculating that I've been friends with this Yahoo. Are you kidding me? As soon as his wife cussed me out back in January, I blocked her. I haven't talked to that woman since. I got no time for them. And as soon as I blocked them, they started damaging and talking crap, actual lies. Went on the air. Lies about every person. Are you kidding me? When you go that far, you get no love from me. There is no coming back. There's no coming back. We want nothing to do with you. And if you honestly think that I just ended a friendship with, ask for the receipts, babe. Ask for the receipts. That was an email. It's time-stamped. You don't have to speculate. You don't have to speculate at all. Every time that man's mouth is moving, he's lying. He's lying. So what in the world would make you believe that post was true? Just stupid. Wow. Good morning, Karen. Don't worry, be happy. That's what I need. Don't worry, be happy. Yes, it was. It was. But it's like, I wish just one time this chick would get her facts straight. Just once. Calls me a Lowe's cow. She's a Lowe's cow. She has no self-awareness. She's an idiot. All right, I'm done with that. That's my conversation. You want the information? Tell him to pony up the email. You will find out it was from 2001, not 2021, not 2022. Get your facts. Get your facts. So, you guys know that we are, taking this trip into Michigan. Well, let me back up. I'm not quite ready to get there yet. We're moving this segment on entirely too quick. Need to slow it down, roll it back. I guess I'm a little amped up, right? I'm amped up from all the stuff, from all the lasagna. Oh my goodness. Betty Fan, good morning. Good morning, Tammy. And it's April Fool's, and maybe that's what the joke was. Maybe the joke was on me for April Fool's. I don't know. How stupid can people be? So does anybody have any good April Fool's jokes? I'm here by myself, so I can't really, prank anybody except myself. And what's the fun in that? What's the fun in that? I am going to Michigan. Not sure. And wouldn't tell. And Stuart, nice to see you. Good morning, honey. You already are a friend of mine. Everybody in here is a friend of mine. And not only that, but when I go places, if you guys, Damaris, why do I have a funny feeling I know exactly who that is? Hmm? Oh, is it Emily's birthday? Good morning and happy birthday. Good morning and happy birthday. No, Michelle, I am not. We are planning a business um, Michigan trip in May. We're going to be doing it as part of our channels. It's going to be Olivia, Mom, myself, and JLR. We will be going out there. We want to give Emmylou, if I'm saying her name properly, I hope I am. I apologize if I'm butchering your name. A real warm Bullhorn Betty channel happy birthday. So if everybody would like to say happy birthday to her, please do. She's been watching this. She's been following me for, I think, quite a while. She's been following me for quite a while. Well, have fun, Michelle. JLR's there, so and then there's the whole crew's already there. He's been there days, and part of being the front row Joes is days there. So, yay! Good morning, PB and J. So we're very happy. We love celebrating birthdays. I wish I knew that. I wish I could send you. I wish, maybe I need to. I've got the, bullhornbetty.com. And I think I need to start doing something with that, building that. I've just kind of been blah. I haven't really done a whole lot that I've wanted to do, but I need to start getting my plan executed. And part of that is building up that bullhornbetty.com, right? And this bullhornbetty.com is going to have, because I'm limited to what I can, sell on Teespring for the merch site, I wanted to have a lot of different other products. And I think by bringing those products to my own website will actually lower the cost. And I think that would be it'd be beneficial for you guys. It'd be beneficial for me. And so I was looking at it from that avenue. But, with some of the problems that we have here on YouTube, it would be a great opportunity because I'd have, almost this area. Because what we're doing, and I talked to Olivia about it last night, we have a lot of support from our community, that helps us, monthly, that helps us get to our locations that we need to go to, that sponsors, our work, financially sponsors our work. But they're not getting really an extra benefit over the people that watch us, and while everybody, we love everybody, and we love the support, but people really do help with this, like literally help this channel financially. And so we're talking about and trying to figure out some of these things, like we're going to be going to Michigan. How can we give back to the people that sponsor us to get out there? How can we provide them a small little benefit just above the people that support us in different ways? And we were thinking about this Zoom call. I was pitching, a Zoom call for all the people that sponsor us. They get to watch the documentary, the video, the longer video, maybe 24 hours before we release it to the rest of the world. And we thought that would be an excellent benefit to the people that financially sponsor us. And then, everybody else gets to watch it as well. So it's not like we're taking away, but they get to see it first. They get just a significant, just a little benefit above the rest of the world, and get to comment on it, and get to talk to us one-on-one. And so because we have the Zoom, the Zoom platform, we figured that would probably be the best because we can control it. We can make sure that the people that truly financially supported us are in there, instead of somebody being able to give out links and, do some nefarious stuff, which some people will donate to us just to be able to do nefarious things. So, and we understand that. And so we figured that this would be the best way to just give that slight little benefit over, over and above, because it's a labor of their love too. And we have to respect that. So we're still mulling that over. But anyways, if anybody does want to sponsor, we are working on bringing, information and the video and content to the people that choose to sponsor our team financially on this trip. Down here on the rolling screen, that is the way you can sponsor us. 100% of your donations are going 100% to the Michigan trip in May. We went over some of the budget. We went over, planes and rentals last night. We went over, other proprietary conversations related to this trip. So that's how you can donate. 100% of that is going to the trip. So do not put any, crowdfunding toward the wish list items or anything else. This is just primarily for our Michigan trip. And there will be a benefit to the people that sponsor us on this trip. We don't know how that's going to look, but you guys will have early and exclusive access to the content prior to anybody else seeing it. And I hope, and we will coordinate a time so you can watch it and see it before anybody else does. We'll figure out how all that will work. So I hate snow. Thanks. I have not looked at it. Maybe we'll tough diff. Maybe we'll look at it if the stuff. Turtle Girl, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to say, because I promised you yesterday, and we went over the Don Wells thing. I'm glad you're back here, hon. So we went over the Don Wells stuff, and I promised you I would go over the Gabby Petito stuff, and I ended up closing out without going over it. I wanted to apologize about that. I'm glad you're here today. We will be discussing the Gabby Petito court case and a little bit of information. So just stick with me. I'm sorry for letting you down yesterday. Won't do it again today. We are here. I am going to discuss it. And I felt so bad. I had already closed it down, and I was like, oh, I promised her I'd go over it, and I forgot. So I will go over that here in a little bit. So good morning, Pretty and High. Stormy, nice to see you. Cat Whisperer, love it. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you all for joining this morning. Please like, share, and subscribe to this page. And also, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up on this segment, that would be amazing. We need to get the likes up on the segment. It helps just a variety of different ways, and including exposure to this channel. The channel's growing. The channel is growing. We had a little bit of dip through all that drama and chaos that was going on. I feel like it is starting to settle down. I feel like the hazing ritual of me coming into the YouTube world is finally dissipating. So we will keep our eye on that and pray that pray that the stuff is coming to the end. Good morning, Texaholic. It's nice to see you. Thank you. Smile Life. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So this is also a good way. This is the official Bullhorn Betty Club. But this comes to the B4, right? We said B4 Coffee Club, right? We're going to have to see how the B4 Coffee Club, what B4 means, right? So this is the official Bullhorn Betty Club. But we might be getting a new club together. We might be getting a new club together. And this is, Olivia brought me a present last night. She did. She brought me, and it was a very thoughtful present. I loved it. And as you can see, I'm smiling. And even though I don't drink tea, no, I don't drink tea. Bullhorn Betty, what? B4. I don't know. Something about this just tastes really, really good. Wonder what it is. coffee tastes so much better in this cup. I don't know why. Let's try it again. Yeah. There's something about the cup. Don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. Mmm. Mmm. Bullhorn Betty. B4. B4. But we're going to put the ES on the end of that. We're going to put ES on the end of that. And we're going to start a new club. Bullhorn Betty. Yep. And you guys are all invited. Coffee tastes so good in my teacup. Yep. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Olivia. Let's see. What time is it? Yeah, poor girl's tired. We may not get her today. And that's okay. We'll get her another day. We'll go on with some of the information. Many of you guys know we keep stuff under wraps as much as we can, but we know that you guys are curious. And so we're going to give you guys a little insight on what we're doing, where we're going, but we're going to still keep a lot of stuff under wraps and under our, yeah. So we're good. Let's just make sure we're still doing good. I can't imagine it triggering this early in the morning, but you never know. We're doing good so far. I've really been liking these new computers, even though my old computer's still dropping. I got to clean it out. I'm going to see. I mean, I've cleaned it out once before. I lost every single bit of files, which irritated me. I was able to recover a lot of them, but it still irritated me. And so I'm going to try to see if maybe cleaning the computer out will help it from dropping, because now I'm kind of relying on this to run. But I'm not going to be relying on this too much longer. I did get my adapter for my HDMI, so I can run the 2 screens off the MacBook Pro. That's the one piece of stuff that I'm missing right now, is that HDMI connector, and then I'll be running fully off of the MacBook Pro, and we will not even be worrying about the Dell at all, because of I'll still be using it for my thumbnails. I haven't found a good program on the MacBook Pro unless I gotta pay for every little thing that I use on this MacBook Pro. So, and I get the majority of the stuff that I've got that I work with for free on my Windows. It sucks because my Adobe products, I've got Premiere as well, which I don't use Premiere because it's so difficult to use. But I got Photoshop, and Photoshop is really what I make my thumbnails. That's how I make my thumbnails, is through Photoshop. I could make them a lot prettier than they are, but when you're here and you've got just like 5 minutes to throw something together, that's the kind of stuff you get. It's Susan, it's great. I love it. This thing's working good. I'm starting to adjust to it. Just one more. Let's just take this one. Yeah, coffee tastes better in that mug. But it's been working great, and I'm finally adjusting to the short keys and things like that, and I am utilizing it a lot more. I just haven't. It's just kind of it's crazy because I've been so dependent on the Windows. I'm still trying to convert and find comparable products, so that the stuff I'm used to working with on my Dell, I'm trying to find comparable Apple products that function, somewhat the same. And that's where I'm at with the MacBook Pro. I'm hoping at some point I can fully be off the Dell and just totally dependent on the MacBook Pro, which it's coming. It's coming. It's just coming slow because, it is I have to say, it is a learning curve going from, I've worked on Windows products and Windows software literally from the time I was a kid. My very first computer, my mom can attest to this, my very first computer was a Macintosh computer. That's what they were called. They weren't called Macs. They were called Macintosh computers. And they were these big box computers, and you had discs. And you could not use that computer without having your disk. You had to use the disk to run your programs. You had to use the disk to save your work. And if you lost that disk, you were screwed. You were. The computer was ridiculously expensive. I think $3,500. It was this box, this big box. And then they even got bigger computers, right? The computers got even bigger with the big floppies, the one that you could literally use as a fan, floppy disk. And again, the same thing. So that Macintosh computer literally was the only Mac computer I had ever used in my life, right? And then after that came the box computers, the towers, and the separate towers and monitors and keyboards, and then the stuff went inside, but you had to always have your disk to download. You could not download a product on your computer without having a disk. And then all these, as technology goes on, computers started getting smaller, downloads became online. Nobody wanted to give you that disk anymore. With those disks, the bad thing is you bought the program, you could use it literally 1,000 times and install it on 1,000 different computers. They had no control. And now it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I'm starting to ramble. Anyways, long story short. So we have a lot of stuff going on, and I know we touched a little bit about it on Naomi Arion. Many of you guys know she did not make it. I knew that as soon as when she was taken, it was, I knew something more nefarious was going to happen to her, but she was and I was explaining this to Mom and Olivia last night. She's a big girl. I mean, she was no, petite woman. She was almost 6 foot tall. And it had to have been, I don't know how in the world, like she seemed like she was a sweet girl. I mean, I could tell she was a very sweet girl, even in as tall as she was and stuff. She was a very sweet girl, but it just seems to me that it's sad. It's sad. I just wish she would have taken her, and I'm sure with just being caught off guard and not knowing what to do and in shock in that moment, like it's being so surreal. I'm sure she just froze. I mean, I can't even imagine being put in that predicament. And then to know that she's not coming home to her family anymore is just, it's sad. It's sad. And she was beautiful. She was really beautiful, tall and beautiful. So, but when they arrested that Troy driver, when they arrested that man, that mugshot, it was pure evil. His eyes were dead. Did anybody else notice that? Let me see if I can find his photo. I just want to show you. Okay, here. Let me share this. So that's him. Look at those eyes. I mean, I don't know if anybody else notices that, but he looks dead. His eyes look dead. And it's so sad. It's so sad that, what he did to that beautiful, look at her. She was beautiful. So get over here. She was beautiful. But I was just amazingly surprised at her being almost 6 foot tall. I did not know that. But look at those eyes. And it's almost like he's smirking. Almost like he's smirking. But he has no depth in those eyes. He has no depth in those eyes. And it's horrible. And I was reading something, and I couldn't even finish reading it. I really couldn't. They were talking about a Zoom call, right? And I'm thinking, what in the world does a Zoom call have to do with going in and doing what he did? I literally have no clue. I really have no clue. But there's no excuse. There's no excuse. And there was somebody, a person that I'm losing a lot of respect for, but in all fairness, he did post this photo. It was the Nerdy Addict. I was on his page saying if you remove that content, but no, he ended up doubling down on it, asking Northport City Police to arrest us. This man has no clue what he's talking about when it comes to the Gabby Petito case, and it's hilarious to me. It is literally hilarious to me. So, anyways, they're not going to, Nerdy Addict, let me just forewarn you, they're not coming to arrest us because the water bottle was not planted. Just because you think it was doesn't make it true. Okay? It just doesn't, unfortunately. And again, there were 2 law enforcement officers out there with us and a news reporter at the time it was found. So it's not like we were out there by ourselves. So this illusion that you got is stupid. But anyways, off that. So on Nerdy Addict, he had a photo. He found a photo from somebody in that Walmart parking lot. I can't remember because I go through so much stuff. I can't remember the specificity related to that photo, if it was taken a week before, a month before, or whatever. But it looked like this Troy driver was in a car that spooked this woman enough that she actually picked up her camera and snapped a picture. That is crazy. That is crazy. Good morning, Vape King. Cotton Candy, I don't know if I said good morning to you. Harley's World, good morning. Grumpy Bear, good morning. Love the name. We don't want you. Go be grumpy somewhere else. And I think what you meant is I don't watch you. Too early for your fingers, I'm sure. Don, good morning. Good morning. It's so funny. I gotta post this. So this Grumpy Bear, don't know, never heard of them before. We'd never seen this Grumpy Bear in this chat before, right? Has anybody seen anybody by the name of Grumpy Bear here? Right? Never seen him before. This is why I don't watch. Then why are you here? It's hilarious to me. Why would you, if you don't like what I'm saying, why even come in here? Do you have mental illness that we need to know about? Thank you, Pink. You got to go get your coffee. It is a requirement, Crystal. We will wait for you. Yeah. So nobody's seen this Grumpy Bear in this chat before. But here we go again. This is why I don't watch you. I don't want you. So funny. So funny. Grumpy Bear. Go back to bed. Go back to bed. Go find a channel that you want to watch. Go find a channel that you want to watch. Thanks, Pink. We love you. Slap that monkey. Good morning. We have entirely too much fun in here. Good morning, Christina. Yeah. Yeah, it probably is. But you know, let me go back here. Sorry, things popped up. It probably is. But you know what? In all fairness, I'm giving him an opportunity to speak to me because what he's saying is peddling misinformation and it's inaccurate. And he's accusing good people of committing a criminal conduct, which is not. It's just it's not okay. It's not okay, and it's not okay because people trust what he says. And not only that, but we literally have video evidence. Video evidence. I'm happy to turn over to him so he can see that it's not cropped, edited, or anything else. I mean, he's an expert in videography. He's an expert in hacking into systems. He's an expert, right? If he's such an expert, let me turn over the footage. You tell me if I'm lying about whether that water bottle was planted. You can't plant that. We watched the video. There is no way. There's just no way. There's no way. And not only that, we are not going to jeopardize our freedom. to plant a water bottle. It's stupid. Literally, nerdy addict, open your head and throw your brain back in it. The reason why we're not arrested is because we didn't plant the bottle, dumbass. Connect the dots. You seem smarter than that. But he's just going to keep doubling down. I mean, he does good work, but why would he lie about our team? You know, and not only that, but when somebody actually brings video evidence that contradicts your statement, why don't you pull that back and do more fact finding? Do more digging, do some record requests, find out what happened first. And even if they think that it was planted, did you ever think that there could be two? I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is. But is it possible that Gabby and him had matching water? I don't know. I know that we did not plant that water bottle there, and it was an entire too close a proximity to where his remains were found. And not only that, I actually believe that even though law enforcement did not collect it, I actually believed it was already logged. It was logged the day that they were out there. Because when we were talking to you in that video, you can hear that the rope, they said that they had logged it in. Even though they didn't remove it, they had logged it in. So there's a lot of, maybe they logged the cup in, and that's why he's saying that it was already previously logged days before, and that's why just because they logged it doesn't mean they collected it. So there's a lot. I'm just telling you what I know, and I know damn good and well I would never, ever do that in an investigation. That is a crime. I don't commit crimes, and I'm damn sure not playing with FBI. Just not happening. Not happening, bud. So your allegations, your theory, which is what it is, theory does not hold water. Just doesn't. Still doing good. We're still doing good. We have 182 people in here this morning. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please like this segment if you would be so kind. It is free to say thank you. I said so much. What do you mean? A shirt that says what? I'm curious. Tell me what it should say. And then we're going to go into our B4. B4. Yes, Susan, they do. They do. To the best of our knowledge, unless they handed it over to the parents, they still have it. It hasn't been long enough for them to have destroyed, stuff in this case yet. So if they don't have it and the parents don't have it, or if the parents don't have it, the Denver FBI has it. I can guarantee they have not yet called Olivia, because when Olivia turned it in, the way Northport City Police works is they return the product back to the person that turned it over. But since it went to the FBI does something completely different. They keep that in their possession. They have a whole, everything that goes on. There is caseworkers that work with the family. And so if that water bottle is to be returned, it will be returned to the family if the family wants it. So that's how that works. Yeah. Well, I lost respect for him a long time ago whenever he was covering the Gabby Petito case and talking smack about JLR, because, I know a lot of people have their opinions, and JLR has done some pretty fantastic things. I mean, he really has. He's done a lot of triggering things that, a lot of people don't appreciate. And that's okay. That was the way he was at that point in his life. I look for progress, not perfection. And I think, Jonathan has turned over a new leaf to his life and even back then, he was exposing a lot of people. He exposed USA Today. He exposed a lot of other different campaigns with his work. So, even though it was, people were offended by some of the stuff he was doing it for a purpose. Either way, people have their opinions of Jonathan. And so whenever he was starting to pick a bone with Jonathan over his falling out with Nick the Hat, I had a problem with it because I work with Jonathan. Olivia works with John. We work together. We know how each other are. people are going to talk about us and believe whatever they want to believe, but the people that really know us and know that the garbage that's being peddled is absolutely untrue. And it's no different with Nerdy Addict. And so I just wish people would get their facts straight instead of, especially when they say, I work hard not to spread misinformation, but here you go. Here you go. It is absolutely misinformation. So anyways, let's see what we got. Good morning, Alicia. It's nice to see you. Good question. Let me see if I can find a link for you and post it. Yeah, we have a lot of merchandise. I've got different stuff. If the coffee cup's not for you, I mean, depending on what you like, I've got shirts. Let's see. There we go. So I'll have to type this out because it's on. I just realized I was typing it on the wrong computer and it's not accessible on here. Did you guys see that Jonathan was in sorry. Let's see what we got. Is it a hyphen? I think I got it. There we go. There you go. I think that's it. I just posted it. Did anybody see that Jonathan was in Rogersville, Tennessee? He made a pit stop. He made a pit stop on his way to Michigan to Rogersville, Tennessee. Makes you wonder what he was up to, huh? Makes you wonder what he was up to. I can't wait to see the videos. So I would have personally loved to have gone back, but somebody was in here yesterday talking about when are we going to see you guys. Now, as the collective group, we do plan on, making a trip back to Rogersville, Tennessee. We're hoping it's under better news than what we have gone there for in the past. I can't tell you a date, can't tell you a time, can't tell you when. I don't know. I know that it's something that the team does want to do, but again, has not done it yet. So has not planned it. Right now, we are focused. We have to focus on the task at hand, and the task at hand is getting our butts to Michigan. Let me see here. I wanted to show you guys a couple things. I'm going to pull it up here in just a second. Let me go to my channel before we move on. Community tab. There we go. All right, the community tab. So I wanted you guys to see. There it is. There's that lasagna. Hi, Cheshire. I hope everything's doing well with you. I am Team Summer. Nice to see you. I think I already said hi, but just in case I didn't, good morning, all. It's great to see you. There is the big tray of lasagna. And as you can see, I am super excited, getting ready to bite into that. There it is. There's the sauce, which the sauce came out of a bag because I pre-make that and I freeze it in the gallon bags. But that's not what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for. Look at that. So remember when we did this polling on since the beginning, how many people have changed their mind about Don Wells and Candace Bly's involvement in Summer Wells' disappearance? We only had, I think at that time, had about 564 people that had responded. And it was overwhelming. As you can see, it was really, really overwhelming that people have believed from from out the beginning that these parents had something, they just weren't acting right, they weren't speaking right, their body language, their conduct, everything was off. So many people out there in YouTube believed that they have been involved from the beginning. They haven't changed their mind, kind of like me, related to this. And but it was also interesting to find out that a few people have actually changed their mind and now believe that they're involved. So 6% of the population has actually changed their mind. They actually thought that the Wells were innocent, and now with everything going on, now believe they are responsible. So, and now we have over 1,000 people that took this poll. I'd like you guys, if possible, to please still pass it around and share it. I'm still interested in getting those numbers up to 2,000 to get a good consensus, because I figure at 2,000, that should hit some of the people that are in opposition of me. We really want to make this as accurate as possible. I don't think it's going to change much. I think people out there were not blinded by the Wells. I think people are smart enough to know, just like law enforcement, that these people are rotten to the core. They did something to that child. It's just a matter of finding out what did they do and where did they put her. So that's kind of where we are. There's a lot of people out there, but when it's this overwhelming, I mean, we're not even, I mean, there's no match here. There's no, close to 50% think that they did it. 50% don't think they did it. It's not like that. This is overwhelming. This is literally overwhelming. People aren't stupid out there. It's all good. Good morning. Colleen, nice to see you in here this morning. Ronnie, good morning, love. Good morning. It's kind of funny, Ronnie. I was just having a conversation. Do you remember when I first set up this channel and you and I are chatting? Because you were one of my very first mods. You were one of my very, very, very first mods. She was one of my I didn't know what the heck I was doing. She didn't know what she was doing. We reached out to that Yahoo's wife, right? Remember, I sent out the emails. Remember, I took your email and sent you an email to make you a moderator. I don't have to do that anymore because now I know that you can just set it up right from here. Yes, Ronnie was the first. She's my girl. She was my first. Well, if you remember, I sent you an email. I didn't come in here and mod you from the back from the back of this thing. I actually sent you an email because I didn't know you could hit a button and add people as mods. And so I sent that Yahoo a email, and that Yahoo's wife an email, right? This was back, when was this? It was 2021, right? It was like November. It was like end of November or beginning of December when I got this channel set up and added you as a mod, sent that email to you. Do you remember that? Hold on. Let's see what's going on. Why, good morning. Good morning. I hate waking up early. I'm putting you on speaker. You're gonna have to say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Who is that?
Speaker. Hi, everyone.
Yep.
Hello.
They're all morning. Good morning.
Sorry, I sound like a frog.
So tell me, Olivia. We everybody got to see your gift to me, your coffee club gift.
Aw, cute.
They love it.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I immediately thought of you. You were the first person that popped in my head.
Yeah.
And I saw it.
And so it's kind of crazy. I haven't even gone over the video yet. And, many people, I'm not going to go into this. We're going to have to talk about this. Probably not tomorrow. I'm not going to be live tomorrow or Sunday. I won't be live until Monday. But we're going to be going to Michigan, and tell us a little bit about some information that you're willing to share.
Okay. So wait, first of all, I'm driving on Longboat Key right now, so the connection might come in and out.
Okay.
Just in case I break up here. But we are going to Michigan for the Oxford I don't even know how to really.
Yeah, don't worry, but they get it. So we're going to cover the Crumbley case.
Yeah, it's for the Crumbley case. I made a video a few months ago. It went viral, and it was about kind of detailing the events on that fateful day, like what happened. And I was contacted by someone who works in the school district, sort of deal. Kind of, sort of not, works with officers, like, in training. So my video is being presented all over the state of Michigan in conferences, teaching basically officers in training about school shootings and stuff like that. And we're invited to go to Michigan. So, there's stuff we can't really talk about because it's being under investigation by the FBI currently, but there is a lot of stuff that people have no idea about that's still happening.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So that's all I can really say.
Yeah. So again, this is going to be great content. We do really good work. We're planning on going out there. We were strategizing last night. We've got some more team building and strategizing that we're going to do prior to going out there. And, we're going to be starting to kick off some fundraising stuff, and we're going to figure out how we're going to give back to our sponsors. We're going to find a way that they can view or do something, so the people that are sponsoring are going to get first dibs at the work, at our creativity and the work that we're doing.
Exactly. And we always appreciate our sponsors. I mean, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for them. We would not be able to travel and do these cases if it wasn't for our sponsors. So we always, from the bottom of our hearts, I'm always full of gratitude for them because for you guys, because then we would just be at home and we wouldn't be able to have the means to physically be there and help in any way that we can. It's because of our donors, and they will always get a special treat because of that.
Yeah. And that's what changes. That's what sets us apart from other creators, is that we actually go out and try to do the work and bring. We don't sit behind our screens on these jobs.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a difference between sitting at home on your couch talking all day long about a case versus going out off from your schedule and flying out to a place, and sometimes that can be dangerous.
It can be.
We've been in situations where I've had friends call me like, Olivia, please be careful. Like, I've had people genuinely concerned for my safety and my friend's safety when we go out. So it's not that easy. And we work very professional, and we work great as a team. And we always do diligent work. And I feel like people appreciate that because of how professional we are.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I know you're very, very busy today. So tell the world how tasty my lasagna is.
Oh, man. I'm going to have some breakfast. So, and I work until like 11 p.m. today. So, and that's going to be my breakfast and lunch. And
I sent you home with plenty, didn't I?
What was that?
I said I sent you home with plenty, didn't I?
Oh, yeah. Enough to last a week, but for Mom and I, probably just a day. So, but yeah, it's delicious. I do have to go, guys.
Okay. Well, we love you. Thanks for calling in. You have an amazing day, and I'll chat with you soon.
I love all you guys. I love you, Andra.
Love you too, honey.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I just love her. I just love her. I really do. Yes, Kathleen, now I get it. Yes, I need to. I will have to design something. I will have to design something. I have to tell you, I will have to design something. So we're still doing pretty good. Let's just check make sure we're still on target. We're still on target. So far, so good. I love it. I love it. So going back to this email, sorry, I had to get off on a tangent because she just called in and I know she was crunched for time. So anyways, we will be doing something together here in the near future for that. So just wanted you guys to hear that, you know, we've got an inside scoop. We've got a plan. We've got a plan, and it's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. So I hope everybody chooses that can be a part of that, will be a part of that. 100% of your donations are going to this trip at Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. Anyways, getting back to that email, Ronnie can tell you that when I first started out, I sent an email. I sent 3 of them. She was one of them. That Yahoo and his wife were 2 other ones. I think I might have sent one. Karen, I may have even sent you an email at that time because I didn't realize you could add moderators from the computer, right? And so he takes this screenshot many, many, many months later after the major falling out that we all had. And he posted up like he's this tough guy and you should be careful who you got moderating for you. He never accepted it. I literally deleted that request without any kind of exception of him accepting that. And then many, many, many months later, he posts it as if it just happened. But he only takes the screenshot of just that request. He doesn't show the email because the email has that date timestamp on it. And that would look really stupid that you're just now posting this 4 months later. So it was funny. And of course, the speculation is, oh, they've been friends this whole. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. I think he is a despicable person. I think he's a disgusting person. I am ashamed to even have met him. I'm ashamed to have even trusted him. And, you know, just desserts. And like last night with him being on this other garbage channel, lies through his teeth. Literally lies through his teeth. Is not even hardly coherent. Appears to be, he's in a dark room. He's real paranoid. It just seemed to be on something. And I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. And I hope he gets help for his problem. I really do. I really do. And that's coming from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I don't like anybody struggling with substances. And clearly there's something going on there. It is glaring and apparent. So anyways, you know what? Before you start listening to that Yahoo, ask for receipts. That was an email. It can be cleared up fairly quickly. It can be cleared up fairly quickly. I can't stand a liar either. And literally, I mean, since the falling out, that's all he's done about me. It's all he's done about JLR. It's all he's done about Olivia. You know, and then of course he was just on there being caught right and left, lying about Cam. Like, you know, I've got nothing against Cam. I literally have nothing against Cam. We heard back in the day, everything Cam said was absolutely 100% accurate about us meeting him, how we met him, the information that transpired out there on the mountain. Absolutely, you know, and you guys saw the videos. We were cordial with him. We had no, it wasn't me that addressed him. It was Marissa, you know, saying, oh, we heard you talking crap. And Cam handled it very well, even then. And you guys saw it. It's on video on Olivia's page, you know. So it's just, you know, I just wish people would stop with all the BS, you know, the lies, right? Because it's all lies, especially coming from that camp. It's all lies. They don't know how not to do it. So anyways, we're going to play a couple videos for you guys as we're going to lead into some of the conversations that we're going to be having. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I got some great, strong supporters on here. I really do. And people that just believe in me and believe in this channel. And I am so appreciative of that and truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. because without you guys, this job, I mean, it's a tough job as is, but it'd be 10 times harder if it wasn't for each and every one of you guys. So I do love you. Yeah. Oh, it's the Chronicles of Olivia. It's the Chronicles of Olivia. Where is, you know what? Where's my girl? She was probably up way, way, way late last night. I don't know where she is. Where is Anissa? I miss her. How about I do? Like I haven't seen her or Robin in here this morning. They're usually my bright and earlies. I don't know what the heck's going on. I wonder if they're getting the notification. Found late. Sorry, late for tardy. Okay, great. So, I wanted to show you guys, get you guys some opinions and information about this stuff. I have to call Anissa and find out what's going on with her and Robin. I did some adjustments on here, and I hope it didn't offend anybody. I don't know if anybody I don't even know if it did anything. It was just some mod. There's different toggles for moderating. So I did modify some stuff to protect the channel. It's not anything to do. I love my mods. My mods are great, and I love and trust my mods. But you always have to protect the channel. Good morning, Stephanie. You always have to protect the channel. So I just changed it from like a manager or to an editor or something like that, or an editor to a manager. I can't remember what, but I did make just some slight modifications for the moderators on here. It shouldn't change the fact of how you guys moderate. It just changes the back side of the channel, that I should only have control over. That's all it did. So I'm hoping I did that correctly, and I'm hoping that it did not affect or offend any of my moderators. That wasn't my intention. So I hope you guys all understand, and actually did it several weeks ago. So I can't imagine that being the reason, but I know Anissa is up at like literally late at night, because I am usually in bed, early, as many of you guys know. And I was chatting with her at 10:30 at night because somebody was using my name in some other chat as if it was me, and I am sitting in bed watching Psych, like, not dealing with YouTube. So it's just, I just found it. Good morning, PB&J, if I didn't say that. Stephanie, good morning. Yeah, and we got 185. Don't forget to hit the like button. So let's go and move on with our day, shall we? I think so.
"15-year-old Ethan Crumbley opened fire at his school, fatally shooting 4 students and injuring 6 others, and his parents are being charged with manslaughter. A few days earlier, a teacher saw Ethan searching for ammunition. She reported it to school officials, and they called his parents, but it went to voicemail. Later that day, his mom sent him a text saying, "LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn to not get caught." On Black Friday, Ethan and his dad bought a gun. A few days earlier, Ethan commented on this video saying, "This is the gun I'm going to use," with a smiley face. His mom, Jennifer, posted on her Instagram a photo of the gun, saying, "Mom and Sunday, testing out his new Christmas present." Then Ethan changed his Instagram bio to, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. See you tomorrow, Oxford." On the day of the shooting, a teacher finds an alarming note that Ethan had written.
A drawing of a semi-automatic handgun pointing at the words, quote, "The thoughts won't stop, help me." In another section of the note was a drawing of a bullet with the following words above that bullet, quote, "Blood everywhere." Between the drawing of the gun and the bullet is a drawing of a person who appears to have been shot twice and bleeding. Below that figure is a drawing of a laughing emoji.
Further down the drawing, he wrote, "My life is useless." And to the right of that, he wrote, "The world is dead." Ethan's parents were immediately brought to school, and a school counselor took Ethan out of class. The counselor obtained the drawing, but Ethan had changed it.
The drawings of the gun and the bloody figure were scratched out along with the words, "Help me," and "My life is useless. The world is dead," and "Blood everywhere."
They are advised to get their son into counseling within 48 hours. The parents failed to check his backpack to see if the gun was there, so Ethan went back to class with the gun in the backpack. At 12:50 p.m., he walks into a bathroom with his backpack. A minute later, he leaves the bathroom without his backpack, but he's holding his gun.
He methodically and deliberately walked down the hallway, aiming the firearm at students and firing. After children started running away from the defendant, he continued down the hallway, pointing and aiming inside classrooms and at students who hadn't had the opportunity to escape.
At 1:22 p.m., Ethan's mom texts him, "Ethan, don't do it." At 1:37 p.m., his dad calls police and says that his gun is missing, and he thinks the shooter is his son. Shortly after, Ethan surrenders. He shot a total of 30 bullets and had 18 left. These are the names of the 4 students who tragically lost their lives that day: Tate Meyer, Madison Baldwin, Hannah Juliana, and Justin Schilling.
If you weren't hit by a bullet, doesn't mean you weren't terrorized that day and won't have nightmares about it the rest of your life. Going through that building in the wee hours of this morning, looking at the disarray in the classrooms and the backpacks strewn across the floor, that had to have been an absolutely terrorizing moment in anyone's life.
So there we have it, folks. There we have it. It is a sad, reality for a lot of people that are in that community. Off real quick. Sorry about that. Sad day for anybody in that community, and this had to have rocked that community to its core. It really did. It had to rock that community to its core. So. Yes. And not only that, but there was some other information, detailed information that they were called that day to come pick up their son. I don't know. I have not looked into that. I have not pulled the complaint or the probable cause affidavit for them yet. We all know that they're being charged with 4 counts of manslaughter, and it's sad. It's truly, truly sad what has happened and transpired there. And I knew that was going to trigger because of the conversation that was in there. So we're going to keep moving forward. Now we can go on. So here's another one that
16-year-old Tate Meare was one of the 4 students who tragically lost their lives during the Oxford, Michigan school shooting. Multiple students say that Tate heroically rushed towards the suspect and attempted to disarm him when he sustained gunshot wounds in the process. He was found critically wounded and passed away on his way to the hospital. Tate's selfless act of bravery gave his classmates the time they needed to move away from the threat and to safety. Tate was on the varsity football team. He wore the number 42.
It just feels great. But in the rain, this is where we live. Rain is just like actual football. Tough, muddy, everything about us is tough.
Tate is a legend that will be remembered for generations to come. He will be remembered for his extreme levels of intrepidity and valor.
So to see the rest of that, you guys can go to Olivia's page to check that out. Yeah, it's a heartbreaking story. It's a heartbreaking story. And this is the stuff she was able to. It makes me cry too. It's very sad. So we are going out there to tell a story and to get a story out there like no one else has. And Olivia, Chronicles of Olivia, is our teammate. She's been with us she started documenting us in front of Gabby Petito's home. We went out, we had TikTok supporters flew us out to Moab and Wyoming to follow the final steps of Gabby Petito, and to start looking into the Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner double homicide. And so it was, there was some things that were going on, and since then we've traveled, we've covered a lot of cases together. Yeah, that's nice. Pixie, do you have some time? Would you like to come up and tell us what the feelings of, I love Anissa. Oh my God, that's my girl. But here, let me drop you a link. I don't know if you're working right now or not, but if you're not working and you got some time, come in here and tell us, what. Sorry, I realize I'm 17 minutes behind. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna still post this just in case. What was going on? In that area, what's the sentiments of the folks that live there? Those are interesting, interesting perspectives. Being only 30 minutes from there, how did it affect you, Pixley? Is sad. And these were young children. And, part of our conversation last night with Olivia was, when I was going to school, you never heard about this. You never, people didn't go and do these things. And I also want to make a disclaimer to all the parents to teach their children. First of all, we're very thankful for Tate, but never, ever take action. Follow the instructions of the school, hide. And I'm going to show you why, because it does work. You don't need to bum rush. You don't need to bum rush an assailant. We don't want you to do that. That is no good can come of that. He gave them an opportunity. We're very thankful for his sacrifice, but I just want the disclaimer to be known to all the children out there. Do not try to be the hero. This is, we try to educate folks through this channel, and we want to make sure that everybody, is safe. So do not try to be the hero. It's not worth. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Tate should be here with us to play football, and he's not through a selfless act. But, it's just sad. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. So it's just sad. So let's move on. And I want to move on to one other segment that people have seen, but didn't quite get. So we're going to pull that up now. And then I'll be back.
Yeah, we're here. Yes. Sheriff's office. Take them out.
Yeah, he said it's safe to come out.
Now, we're not willing to take that risk right now. We're not taking that risk right now.
Yeah, bro.
He said bro.
He said bro. Red flag.
Go.
Slow down, you're fine.
I want you to drop backpacks. We're okay. We're okay. Drop your backpacks. Christy? Yes. Drop your backpacks.
Yeah. But you know what? That teacher was very smart and trained very well. There was somebody he had that deep voice. He was very authoritative. It sounded like there was I would have thought there was a police officer behind that door. And he said he is not willing to take that chance, that risk right now. He was not opening, that teacher was not opening his classroom door for the police officer. And then he said, open the door, bro. And that was when everybody knew that was not a police officer. So those children, that teacher, God bless that teacher. God bless that teacher. And that's how it's done. So again, we want to make sure that people know how to act in that kind of a situation, and do not be a hero. Do not be a hero. Follow the instructions. Everybody in that classroom survived, and they did it without loss of life. And that's the proper way to handle. Sad to say that we even have to have this conversation, this kind of shooting. So again, we are working to get out there. We are working to bring this story to you. There's a lot of people covering the story, but they're not present. They don't have their feet on the ground out there. And yes, he did save many lives. I do give you that. And he was a hero. Absolutely. Absolutely. He did give his classmates time to be saved at the cost of him. But, we also, I have to put the disclaimer out there that we don't want people taking matters into their own hands, especially young lives. So, and that's just because I feel that without putting that disclaimer out there, I would not be, he is a hero. We will give him that. He is a great hero, and he lost his life protecting his classmates. But again, for the children out there that are watching this, if you're put in a situation like that, please, please, please don't engage. Hide, get yourself to safety, and let law enforcement, professional law enforcement, handle it. Your life matters, and we want everybody to survive. That's the name of the game. So, yes, thank you. Thank you. And that's another thing, parents, this is a different time than when we grew up. It is a different time than when we grew up. And nobody wants to believe that their children are capable of horrible acts of violence. Nobody does. We love our children. We see a different side of our children. We would never consider or think that they are capable. But we also don't know what's going on with them, right? And it sounded like this young man was disturbed. It really does. It sounds like this young man had some issues going on. And I'm sorry, at some point, when I was going through my issues, my parents knew. My parents knew that I was that things were going on in my life. And to think that these parents had no inclination that there was something really bothering their son, and almost like the mom saying, next time don't get caught. What parent does that? Why wouldn't her response be, why in the HE double toothpicks would you be taking this stuff to school? That is not appropriate. We taught you better than this. Why would that not be their response? That would have been, if something like this had happened to me, I would be tore up. Now, I don't advocate for beating your children. Corporal punishment, spanking, I agree with. But I would have been tore up from the floor up. Period. Tore up from the floor up. And you just don't do that. I was taught to shoot a gun at a very young age, right? We were taught, I don't even remember. I want to say 5, 6 years old, how to shoot a gun. And very young, very young. I was also taught, we got our butts whipped if we pointed squirt guns at each other's, upper body. You could not take a squirt gun in our household and squirt somebody in the face with it without getting your butt tore up. We were taught gun responsibility out the gate. And I remember I had a 22 rifle in Georgia, And I remember I swung it around and my dad snatched that gun slap out of my hand and spanked my little bottom because that gun should be pointed at the ground at all times when it's not in use. And so we knew early on how to carry ourselves, and we knew never, ever, ever to touch a gun without adult supervision and without an adult handing it to us. You did not see us pick up guns. We did not do that. And so, I do believe in the Second Amendment right. And I do believe that you need to educate children on the use of weapons, because if parents actually taught their children on the use of weapons and proper use, they would be like me. They would be scared to touch a gun that wasn't handed to them. And they would know to always point that gun to the ground. Never, ever, ever have a loaded gun pointed directly at someone. And I think education needs to come with it. Some people may disagree, and that's okay. You guys can have your stance. This is not a stance on, pro or against. This is just saying that if there are, and not only that, but even if the families that don't, that choose not to have, a weapon of some sort in their home, they still have to teach their children. So if their children come across something, they know how to not touch it, how to, not play games with it and stuff like that. And I think it's the uneducation of the young children. We hear about even accidental shootings and things like that all the time. The children, you got to lock your guns up. Everybody needs to lock your guns up, period. You need to keep them out of the hands of young children unless you are teaching them in a controlled environment, period. Yes, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. Yeah. I think, yeah, and that's the reason why they're in hot water right now. They have completely ignored the signs. They completely, they did not think, when they were called that day, they thought it was the school overreacting. That's what they thought. And you know what? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And look at what their miscalculation caused. They should have went and picked up their son. They should have went and picked up their son. So, yeah, it makes you wonder what in the heck these parents were thinking. You are absolutely right, Pixie. You are absolutely right. Yeah. And there's where some problems are. And, it comes to the family network, and you're right about that too. You're absolutely right about that. The family network has been diminished over the years. And it's funny because we also talked about that last night while Olivia was here. Marriage is not what it used to be for many folks. It's almost a fad or convenience. And, people that got married, they stuck through thick and thin. These people now, you have one problem, they're gone. They're gone. Oh my gosh. Are you serious, Patty? That's insanity. That's insanity. It does take a village. It's crazy. I told Olivia when she starts having kids, I'm going to fill them up with candy and send them home to her. Yeah. And when ignored. And I just keep trying to figure out what happened in his life. What truly happened. Good morning, Mama Bear up 10. Love to see you in here. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Oh my goodness. This is just getting insane. This is just getting insane. 12 years old. Like, what is going on in this world? Like, at 12 years old, I wanted to go out and make mud pies and TP houses and run the streets with my friends and go to the beach. And like, the furthest thing I was thinking is that, are you kidding me? Insanity. And then they buy him a gun. Well, that's probably why they're being charged. That's probably exactly why they're being charged. Parents, you can't stick your head in the sand. You just can't. This is just... I am just flabbergasted. Like, I didn't expect this conversation to turn like this. You know, I really didn't. So we had another shooting yesterday. A 12-year-old is dead, committed by another 12-year-old. How insane is that? Oh, I gotta sneeze. Told you my allergies, but excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, things were different. You know, I had always dreaded the idea of children having to walk through metal detectors to go into school. Dreaded. Like, I am absolutely opposed to children being desensitized, that they have to go through metal detectors to go into a school. And you keep wondering what is going on. Is it these, you know, back when I was growing up, there was this fight about video games, and I thought how stupid it is. You know, I mean, I'm playing Mario Brothers. Like, how stupid can you not play with games? I never, you know, thought that they would have, you know, these shoot 'em up, run 'em over, you know, criminalistic games. You know, I'm thinking of Tetris and, you know, Mario Brothers and, you know, whatever number of other things, you know, the ones where they're boxing in the rings and stuff like that. Legitimate stuff. The games that they're coming out with nowadays are so realistic. Kids are literally playing these games for 12 to 13 hours. They're brainwashing themselves. They're brainwashing themselves through video games. And I think it's becoming a major issue that parents have got to start, even at teenage years, have got to start limiting how long children can be on these video games. I was never a proponent of limiting them. I thought it was stupid to even hear them trying to, you know, ban certain types of games. But, you know, parents go out and buy these things for these children, even the ones that aren't appropriate for their age group. And, you know, I think the responsibility, you know, parents, you guys got to be more responsible. You may think it's innocent now, but how do you really know what you're doing? And when your children are on these video games for 10 to 12 hours, at some point, you got to think that there's a problem there. Now, I don't know if that's the case here with Ethan. I don't know. I really don't. But it's definitely something that we need to look at. So if Turtle Girl is still here, so here's the nuts and bolts of the motion to dismiss. So in civil litigation, how it goes is there's procedure. There's rules of civil procedure. And how it works is if a complaint is filed against you, within 30 days, you're required, in the state of Florida, you're required to respond, or maybe it's 20 days. I can't remember, 20 or 30 days. I got to look at my chart. That you're required to respond to the complaint with an answer. It's under rules of Florida civil procedure. You've got to respond to the complaint. If you don't respond to the complaint within the set time frame, if you don't answer that complaint, you're basically it's defaulted. So the person that filed the complaint wins the case. Another option that people have is they say, you know what, this complaint doesn't have, you know, there are procedure issues with it. There are, you know, other types of claims that are against that complaint. So conditions precedent could be brought up. So you can't, conditions precedent means there's certain things that you have to do prior to filing that complaint. And if you do not meet that threshold to file that complaint, the complaint can be dismissed. It can be dismissed, but because you can't fix conditions precedent to bringing a complaint after the complaint is filed. So basically, you could win a motion to dismiss on the complaint, and they'd have to start over. Very rarely does judges ever do an order for a motion to dismiss with prejudice. With prejudice means they can never bring that particular claim up again. So it's very rare that a judge would ever do an ordering and granting a motion to dismiss with prejudice. Very rare, very rare. So even if they do have, even if the Laundries do have complaint or a motion to dismiss, a sufficient motion to dismiss to the complaint, it 99.9% of the time will not be dismissed with prejudice. It just won't. So typically, if their complaint is sufficient, because they have to go as in the four corners of that complaint as the information being true, being truthful. Okay. So if they take that stance, about 75%, maybe 80% of the motions to dismiss do fail. That means they are not granted, and it moves on, and then they're required to answer. But this is just a strategy with civil complaints, that you first file a motion to dismiss before you answer, because once you answer, you're saying that they have sufficiency to bring this lawsuit. So you have a complaint. Your next thing is filing a motion to dismiss. And then once the motion to dismiss is either granted or not granted, if it's not granted, they're required to now answer that complaint. Once they answer that complaint, the plaintiff, which is the Petito family, would be able to now respond to that answer or start moving into the discovery phase. And the discovery phase of that would be, requesting documents, doing interrogatories, requests for admissions, subpoenas. At that point, they can start requesting, phone logs. They can start getting a subpoena to order the logs from their cell phone providers, any text messages. All that stuff will be relevant in this case. So this is just a procedural step in the civil litigation process. I did review the motion to dismiss. I was on WFLA when JB was going over this motion to dismiss, and I basically said, this is just the standard operating procedure of civil litigation. I have done this many times. I've got templates for motions to dismiss. This is one of the things when our clients were sued. The first thing we did was a motion to dismiss. We never, ever answered the complaint. So it is the standard operating procedure in civil litigation. So I hope that clarifies everything. Do they have grounds? I really didn't hear grounds enough that were sufficient to overcome the complaint. I could be wrong, but I have a funny feeling when they go to argue this case, unless they have a condition precedent that wasn't met prior to filing this complaint, the motion to dismiss will not be granted and they will move on. That is just my observation. Again, it does depend on the judge. It does depend on the argument. It does depend on, the case law. A lot of people, they read statutes and think that, what they're reading is how it goes. It doesn't. It's based upon case law. Case law sets precedents. Precedent is what gets, explains the law that you're reading. And without the case law and the orders of the court, you're not going to know what that statute truly means. So for all those Google attorneys out there, what you're reading in the statutes is not really what you're reading in the statutes. I know many people know that legalese is almost a different language, and it truly is. It truly is. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Alice. So that's kind of where we are with Gabby Petito in the Brian Laundrie, the civil case against the Gabby Petito side of the family and the Brian Laundrie side of the family. At the end of the day, I think it's important. Welcome, my love. Welcome. Welcome. So that's kind of what's going on with that particular case. We've been following it, obviously, from the beginning, i.e. Bullhorn Betty. Bullhorn Betty was created out in front of Brian Laundrie's home. So that's where I came from. You know, I have been following this. We've had this particular case. We have literally, her vehicle was picked up. He arrived home September 1st. Her vehicle was picked up around 11:30 by the Northport City Police on September 11th. We were on site every day from September 17th on, and about 30 days after they found Brian, because we were out there documenting and measuring everything out there in Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park. We have so much content that the world has not yet seen. And this is a different perspective than any news media outlet has ever received, because while they're sitting in front of Gabby Petito's house watching an empty house, we're out there in Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park searching for Brian Laundrie. That's the difference. We have, interviews with store owners. We have interviews with the lawn crew that mowed around his Mustang when it was left there. We spoke to the gentleman that actually reported the Mustang to law enforcement as being abandoned and left there for multiple days. So these are interviews that nobody has. Nobody has. Our team has. We were also the team that broke Cassie Laundrie's silence. She came out and directed and spoke to us and answered our questions. Seasoned anchors and news reporters could not get her to break her silence, and we did. So unfortunately, I did not have that interview. I did not record that interview. Olivia's got it, and Jonathan has it, which Jonathan allowed Brian Enton. Brian Enton reached out to us and asked us if we would share the video with News Nation, which we did. So that interview with Cassie Laundrie on News Nation was a product of Jonathan's work. Have a great day, Pink. Hope everything's well. Hope everything's well. For many of you guys, as I said, I will not be live here tomorrow or Sunday. Thank TGIF to all of you. TGIF, yes, here is the merch site. This channel, until the ad suitability comes off, which is going to be a little longer because we talked about the shooting at the school. And unfortunately, certain topics take a little longer to clear with YouTube than others. I don't anticipate this session being live. I do ask that everybody go back and watch yesterday's live. We had to pull that down for a little bit as well. It just became public again this morning before we went live with this one. And it's going to be no different than this one. This one will probably most likely not come back on live until tomorrow morning. So with that being said, guys, we are at the top of the hour, the top of the second hour. I am going to bid you guys adieu, tell you guys to have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you all back here Monday morning, bright and early, and can't wait to see your smiling faces. I can't wait to see your smiling faces. And I know, surprise, I'm like, oh my gosh, where is Anissa? I thought I offended you or something. I'm like, I'm starting to get my feelings hurt. What did I do? Because I did make some modifications on the back side of the channel, but I didn't think it affected anything that you guys were doing. And I was thinking, but I did that a couple weeks ago, and I was sitting there saying, it shouldn't have affected any of the mods. It was just some kind of settings behind the scenes for the mods as to what they could do and what they couldn't do. But it should never affected anything that you guys were actually doing on here. And so I'm just like, did I offend somebody by doing that? And what did it affect? Because I don't know anything about YouTube. And so I've started to think I hurt somebody's feelings. Yeah. And I'm like, I hope I didn't. That wasn't my intention. But I know you guys know I love you. And I think you guys are amazing. Yeah. Yeah. We love you too. We love you too. You are family. You are family. I can't wait. And I didn't see Robin here this morning either. I miss her. But I still owe Robin dinner. I owe Robin and her husband dinner. And I still have not carved out enough time to take Robin and her husband out to dinner. I literally haven't. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of myself. Me and you are stuck like glue. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. So for all those folks out there in YouTube world, don't forget to like this segment. Like, share, and subscribe my channel. Please do not keep me a secret. I really do try and work very hard to bring legitimate information to each and every one of you. And, just talk about stuff. And not only that, but educate you. And our team is, I don't want to say we're the only team, but our team is by far one of the few teams that actually go to the site and bring you live content. So you see things in a completely different light than any other place. And we hope you enjoy that, that about our team. We are going to Michigan. And again, for all those here, if you guys would like to sponsor or help sponsor, we will make sure that you guys get an unbelievable experience before anybody else. For those that choose to sponsor this trip to Michigan, there's the Venmo, the Cash App, and the PayPal. 100% of the proceeds that are collected this month is going 100% to that Michigan trip. And we hope that you guys have seen some of the work that Olivia has already done on that particular case, and it'll only get better from there. Thank you all. God bless each and every one of you. Please enjoy your Friday and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Monday.